Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Colin Kaepernick. Even I'm going to throw my hat in this ring to talk about this. But unlike most, I have to talk about it from a historical point of view. The first thing to remember, it's a bloody battle song. Most people remember the bombs' red glare and the bombs bursting in the air and the rockets' red flare lines from the song. But they never really remember the havoc of war and the gloom of the grave. It's a taunt, saying to the world, see that flag still flying? The one you tried to capture? It famously asks the British War of Independence. Then it answers, check out the scoreboard. That's why, in a country that loudly lauds actions on the battlefield and the playing field, the Star-Spangled Banner and American athletes have a nearly harp, sometimes indistinguishable. This tradition started during World War I. To give you a little background, it was 17 months after America had entered World War I. By this time, over 100,000 American soldiers have already come back from war, from a war that used the first man-made mass killing machines, and it was a mess. People were coming back shell-shocked, what we now call PTSD, maimed, fairly functional, and a lot of times not functional at all. And there were so many groups trying to bring up the morale of the American populace, and nothing worked. I mean, absolutely nothing worked. Even the National Baseball League was trying, and actually tried to do it with this one, this game in the World Series in 1918. This particular thing was just amazing. Oh, it actually was a quote from the Chicago Herald-Examiner, which proclaimed, even the scalpers are making no money. Because they were trying to get as many people into it. But it was so depressing. On top of that, the day before the game, there was a bomb that had gone off. Industrial workers of the world killed 4 people and injured 30. This was so everything was depressing. It's like having a ball game right after 9/11, or even around 9/11, when back in 2001. There was just so much pain. People were losing friends, relatives. So there was the pitcher for the opening of the game, this happened in the 7th inning. Fred Thomas, who was Fred Thomas. He had been enlisted to the Navy and had been going through training at the Great Lakes Naval Shipyard. Thomas, upon hearing the first opening notes of Star-Spangled Banner, immediately snapped to attention with a military salute and turned towards the flag. And everyone else followed in civilian fashion, meaning they put their hands over their hearts. And the crowd, already standing, showed the first real signs of life in a spontaneous sing-along. Sorry, I took a little break there. But this first few people, just a few people, started singing with the anthem, with everyone who was already standing. Because, well, it was a tradition by then to already stand, but to salute the flag. This is where it came from. Because it was the American people standing united against the great darkness of despair that was destroying American people, both at home and abroad, fighting this war that was slowly destroying sensibilities of ourselves and what was good and what was evil. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people look up to that generation. because they were the first ones to experience this type of pure destitute depression that was destroying us. After witnessing this spontaneous act of patriotism, the Cubs front office realized they had something unique, and for them, they started doing it repeatedly during the seventh inning, and it actually helped bring in more people. But then they moved it to the pregame festivities to liven up the crowd, and it became a sign of patriotism, and a beautiful one at that, as far as I'm concerned. So when I say Kaepernick's protest is retarded, I don't actually mean it in the sense of mentally retarded. I mean that is slow on the uptake, Kaepernick. You have no true idea that this is a call of unity and standing together with your community. It is truly a song of saying, no, I will not be pushed down. Now, while I support Kaepernick's right to protest, it's really foolish and the reason why he's doing this type of protest. His statement was, I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. Kaepernick told NFL media in an exclusive interview after the game. To me, this is a bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. The body is in the street, and people are getting paid to leave and getting away with murder. Now, here's the problem with that. If it's really oppressing black people, why do we have a half-black president? Seriously. Why do we have a president with mixed race who's black, and most of the country consider him black? And a good portion of the country voted for him because he's black, quote unquote. Your peeing into the wind form of protest isn't going to change anything, buddy. Kaepernick, I'm talking to you, Colin Kaepernick. This is not going to change anything. Your silent protest here, right there. You want cops to stop killing black people? I'd like cops to stop killing people, period. I don't care what race they are. White, black, purple, yellow, technicolored, I don't care. But it's not a race issue. Because, go figure, white people are 3 times more likely to get killed by a cop than a black person. Moving on to the next story is that there's a picture of Kaepernick sitting during his protest. Roger Goodell on Kaepernick, we believe very strongly in patriotism in the NFL. This is the reason why I'm saying that I believe the NFL is going to just let him have his say. Let him do it. It's very important. I want the NFL to leave him alone to show how foolish this is. And I'm just... because it really means nothing. If you really want to insult the flag, stand up and you turn your back. But this has led to a reaction from other players. Brandon Marshall takes knee during national anthem. Marshall goes on to say, I feel like this is the right platform. This is the only platform to really be heard. I feel like a lot of times people want us to shut up and entertain them, shut up and play football. But we have voices as well. We actually educate individuals that went to college. So when we have an opportunity to speak, I feel like a lot of people bash us for what we have to say. Not to be straight bashing on you, Marshall, but you say you're an educated individual. Why do you kneel and show the nation has sovereignty over you and can rule you? Because that's what kneeling means. I just think you're stupid. But that's your right to be stupid. Yay, America. And I support his right to this protest. And his Baldwin tweeted that Thursday the team will take part in a pre-game demonstration Sunday. No idea what's going to be, but I hope it's something more productive than this, because what's usually happening with the cops is that they're suffering from hammer syndrome. That means they use the same tool to fix every problem they come across, and their hammer is their gun. Sadly but true. What you're doing with going to knee, even though it's a better protest as far as I'm concerned than Kaepernick. You're basically worshiping the national anthem. I hope you understand that. Now here comes a problem with demonstrations like this, because no one understands the true meaning behind the demonstration, no matter the intent. So we end up with other people copying them. You're also getting young boys doing it as well. High school players take knee from across the country, and a little bit more mixed crowd. The two players from Lincoln, Southeast in Nebraska, one white and one African American, took a knee in silent protest. And this, again, it's their right, and I support their right. No, it's from each team. Support it. I want them to show their resolution. But this, again, this is a foolish one. You're showing worship. And there is a better way of showing solidarity. And I actually have a wonderful example for that. Seattle Seahawks. Kaepernick tellingly silent as Seahawks unveil anthem Unity. This is beautiful. This shows unity as a single cohesive unit with the solidarity of being American. The Seahawks are sending a message as a team, united, thinking about that, they're a team for the national anthem on Sunday, September 11th, and a message bent on unity instead of protest. Oh, unity! Look at that right there. Beautiful word. One of my favorite words. Wide receiver Doug Baldwin posted a video Sunday afternoon announcing the team would link arms and stand in the light of Colin Kaepernick's growing movement of athletes sitting or taking a knee during the playing of the song Celebrating America. Kaepernick cited oppression of blacks and minorities choosing to make a stand, while the Seahawks, apparently including cornerback Jerry Lane, who sat during the anthem in their final preseason game, will stand as one. The video, which quotes Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. people, players are joined together, predominantly alternating white and black players. And this shows unity. This shows what it means, truly means, and to stand together. And you're just Kaepernick, Marshall, you're showing division, and that will never cause anything good to happen. So in parting, I offer this little bit of advice. First, learn what your protest will mean to other people. Second, do it with every part of your being. Don't be a hypocrite about it. And third, only kneel to your God. And if you don't have one, I wouldn't recommend kneeling unless you're trying to pick something up. So in parting, God bless, peace, and DFTBA. Aloha.